Hello everyone and welcome to Kantan Japanese. Today's lesson will be the fourth lesson about kanji. If you haven't watched the previous lessons about kanji, please watch Introduction to Kanji, kanji number 1, 2, and 3 before watching this episode. In today's lesson, I will introduce 5 new kanjis, just like in my previous video. Enjoy! For today's first kanji, I will talk about this character over here. This together, this kanji with this hiragana together means hayai, which means early. Be careful because this line over here, this is just an underscore, so do not confuse this as part of the kanji. Let's look at the picture. For this character, the way I memorized it is I just picture this kanji to me looks like just like a flower. So to me, a flower blooms early in the morning. So this is how I remember this one, because it looks like a flower. I also remember that this part of the kanji, this primitive element, as I've discussed before, means sun. It's another way to remember that this flower which blooms early in the morning with the rising sun. For the second kanji, I will talk about this kanji over here, the first part of this word. These two kanjis together means ho yu, which means friend, companion. Let's look at the picture. The way I memorize it is, to me, those two characters together looks like two people holding hands, which to me is a symbol of companionship. So remember that this means companion. Kanji number 3. Akiraka, which means obvious, evident. This kanji over here, this is the one we'll study in this slide. Let's look at the picture. Now, this kanji is composed of 2 primitive elements. One on the left and one on the right. The one on the left represents the sun. The one on the right represents the moon. Now, you have the sun over here and you have the moon over there. Now, think about what's bright in the sky. Well, during the day, what is the brightest in the sky is the sun. And at night, what is the brightest in the sky is the moon. Well, maybe the stars, but just stick with the moon with this one. So this is how you can remember that the sun and the moon together both represents something which is really bright in the sky, both during the day and during the night. Kanji number 4. Kanji number 4 is this one over here. It's part of this word over here, composed of 2 different kanjis. The first one represents water, and the second one represents sparkle. The word is suisho, which means crystal. So, in this kanji over here, if you look carefully, you can see it's composed of 3 elements, 3 primitive elements. A sun over here, a sun over there, and a sun over there. So 3 suns. Let's look at the picture. Each one of those primitive elements represents a sun. Now the way I remember it is, to me, those 3 little suns are just like 3 little diamonds sparkling. So this is how I remember this kanji over here. Now, for the last kanji for today, try to have some kind of farmer's mindset, if you will. The last kanji is this one, the second kanji of this word, ryusho, which means prosperity. The previous kanji was composed of 3 suns, and this one is composed of 2 suns. Now, imagine it's been raining for days and days and days, and you're a farmer and you're really wishing for some sunlight for your crops, for some sunshine for your crops. And when the clouds are finally cast away, you find not 1 sun, but 2 suns. So for you, those 2 suns are a symbol of prosperity, of something prosperous coming your way. So that's it for today, folks. So the things to remember, just like the previous video, just remember those little stories so that you can have a clear picture in your mind about the meaning of each one of those kanjis. That's all for today. Have a good one.